The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is Monday, January 12th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. Google Cloud unveils Gemini Enterprise for customer experience, introducing AI agents that autonomously handle the entire customer journey, from discovery to support. Ignite Tech CEO defends replacing nearly 80% of his workforce over AI adoption resistance, saying he'd do it again despite the difficulty. Media companies brace for a 43% drop in search traffic as AI summaries and chatbots fundamentally change how people access information online. LinkedIn reports that 60% of recruiters say AI is uncovering hidden gem talent, as 93% plan to increase AI use in hiring throughout 2026. Linus Torvalds launches Audio Noise, a hobby project for guitar pedal effects, created with the help of AI-assisted vibe coding using Google's anti-gravity tool. Let's start with what Google Cloud announced yesterday. This is big. They're calling it agentic commerce. And honestly, it's a pretty fitting name for what they're building. These aren't your basic chatbots anymore. We're talking about AI agents that can plan, reason, and actually take action across the entire customer experience. Google is leveraging data from over 1 billion daily shopper engagements, using their knowledge graph and shopping graph, alongside Gemini Enterprise and Vertex AI. At the National Retail Federation conference, they showcased some impressive real-world applications. Papa John's is using an improved food ordering agent that handles natural language interactions and even upsells. Authentic Brands Group saw a 60% increase in ad efficiency for Reebok using Imagen 3 and VO for content creation. The Home Depot has something called Magic Apron for project planning. What matters here is that major retailers like Kroger, Lowe's, and Woolworths are already implementing this technology for personalized customer engagement. It's not just digital either. Google wants to bridge the gap between online and in-store retail experiences. This feels like the next evolution of e-commerce, where AI handles complexity while humans make the final decisions. Now for a story that's generating a lot of debate. Eric Vaughn, CEO of Ignite Tech, didn't hold back in his recent interview with Fortune. Back in early 2023, he saw generative AI as an existential transformation for every company. When his team didn't embrace it quickly enough, he made a radical decision. He replaced nearly 80% of his staff over the course of about a year. According to Vaughn, they tried everything. They offered to reimburse AI tools and training, brought in experts, and even designated every Monday as AI Monday, where the entire company worked exclusively on AI projects. That meant dedicating 20% of payroll to learning. But he says it failed due to resistance and even sabotage. People couldn't be forced to believe in AI's potential. When asked if he'd do it again, Vaughn said yes. He stands by the decision, calling it necessary despite being extremely difficult. This raises some uncomfortable questions about how quickly companies should transform and what happens to employees who can't adapt at that pace. It's a stark reminder that AI adoption isn't just about technology. It's about people, culture, and the very real human cost of rapid change. Moving to media and publishing, there's a sobering report out today from the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism. Media companies are bracing for what they're calling the end of the traffic era. Here's what's happening. AI search summaries and chatbots are fundamentally changing how people consume information online. The report, based on insights from 280 media leaders across 51 countries, predicts search engine referrals will drop by 43% over the next 3 years. And this isn't speculative. Search traffic to news sites has already fallen by a third globally in just 1 year. Google search referrals are down 33%, according to Chartbeat data covering over 2,500 sites. In the US, it's even steeper. Google's AI overviews now appear in about 10% of US search results, and they're expanding. Meanwhile, ChatGPT referrals remain negligible. Nick Newman, Senior Research Associate, pointed out that AI chatbots offer convenient information access that could sideline news brands and journalists entirely. Publishers are adapting by shifting to subscription models and investing heavily in platforms like YouTube and TikTok. 3/4 of managers plan to train journalists as content creators this year, and half are partnering with influencers. What concerns me is whether quality journalism can survive when the path between information and audience gets disrupted like this. We need reliable news and expert analysis. AI can summarize, but it can't replace human storytelling and investigative work. At least not yet. On a more optimistic note, let's talk about AI in recruitment. Janine Chamberlain, LinkedIn's UK country manager, shared some encouraging insights with CNBC yesterday about how AI is transforming hiring in 2026. If 2025 was the year of experimentation, 2026 is the year of widespread adoption. And there's good reason for it. The job market has been brutal. Over 1 million US job cuts happened in 2025, the highest since 2020. Applications per role have doubled since spring 2022, creating what Chamberlain calls an overwhelming cycle for both job seekers and recruiters. AI is helping break that cycle by automating the manual work of sifting through resumes and cover letters to match skills precisely. Here's the interesting part. 60% of recruiters report that AI is uncovering hidden gem talent they would have missed using traditional searches. People who might not have had the perfect resume formatting or the right keywords are getting noticed because AI looks at skills more holistically, and 93% of recruiters plan to increase AI use in 2026. Chamberlain's advice for job seekers? Avoid generic mass applications, target roles that match your skills, tailor your materials authentically, and use AI tools to make your applications succinct and clear. Keep formats simple so AI passers can read them accurately. Fancy templates don't help if the AI can't extract your information. In an AI-driven market, clarity truly is key. And finally, a lighter story to wrap things up. Linus Torvalds, yes, the creator of Linux, has a new open source project, and it has nothing to do with operating systems. It's called Audio Noise, and it's all about guitar pedal effects. Torvalds describes it as another silly guitar pedal-related repo, and he developed it over the winter holidays as a hobby. He's previously talked about creating guitar pedals, calling it Lego for grown-ups with a soldering iron. What makes this particularly interesting is how he built it. The Python visualizer tool was created using what he calls vibe coding with Google's anti-gravity. Torvalds admits he has limited Python knowledge and relied on AI-assisted methods, starting with what he describes as Google and do the monkey see, monkey do programming. Here's the irony. This comes shortly after Torvalds criticized AI-generated slop in Linux kernel documentation. So even someone who's skeptical of AI in certain contexts is finding it useful for hobby projects where perfection isn't critical. It's a reminder that AI tools have their place, even if they're not appropriate for every situation. Sometimes it's okay to experiment and create something fun, even if the code isn't production grade. The project is available on GitHub for anyone curious to check it out. So that's where we are. AI is reshaping commerce with autonomous agents, forcing difficult workforce decisions, disrupting how media reaches audiences, transforming recruitment, and even helping tech legends build hobby projects. These stories all point to the same theme. AI is no longer on the horizon. It's here, and it's changing the fundamentals of how we work, shop, find information, and create. We'll keep following these developments as they unfold. Thank you for staying informed with Digital Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.